Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Internet Darcel, and welcome back to another episode of Chillin with AD and the In My Mind podcast, y'all. This one is a heavy one, and if you read the title, it is what it is. Depression is real. Like, it's really real. And this is really gonna be a hard one for me because I'm still in that thing, but I'm fighting to get up out this thing, you know? Um, and to anyone that says that depression is not real, I I completely disagree. And I just ask the people sometimes to just shut up. You know what I mean? Like, just be quiet. Sometimes, most of the time, all the time, your words aren't needed. That person is already dealing with so much. Like, their minds are already on trip mode. And so I can only give you my take on this whole thing of depression is real. And yeah, so basically for me, my depression has been like a lot of my life, but I never named it as depression. I just named it as I'm just not feeling like myself, or you know, just different names. But I never gave it depression because honestly, in the black community, the African American community, if we speak on depression, like that's not real, or that's not that's just not true. Or even in the Christian community, sometimes, you know, they be like, you need to just pray it away. Man, praying ain't always it. Granted, go to God in prayer. Like, if you know me, you know that I love God. I love everything about God. And God can do some things for you. And He will do some things for you. It's just sometimes you need some extra help. And here lately, I have realized that I need some extra help. And it's not been easy. Um, this big, this big, like, push of depression here recently kind of started after I kind of became a mom. You know, it was real. It's been real because I never knew anything about postpartum depression. I didn't know any of the side effects or any of the anything. And so I had my daughter, and when I had my daughter, I was already going through like a rough patch in my life, and it was really hard. Like, really hard. And I was struggling to know myself. I was struggling to know my purpose. I was struggling to know just who Antoinette was, because for so long I had let so many people define who I was because I couldn't find it in myself. Depression had me deep down in that thing. Um, so I had my baby girl, and like after I had her, everything after that for like I guess the first 7, 8 months of her life, the first 8 months of her life, they were so hard for me, and like depression really set in. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had my daughter. She was born on June 26th of 2019, and that was like one of the happiest days of my life. You know, God gave me this bundle of joy, this sweet Anaya. He gave me her, and He trusted me with her. And he knew that I would love her so much. And right after I had her, I say probably minutes after I had her, I wasn't feeling good at all. And I ended up getting preeclampsia after birth. And I had a C-section with her. And so I ended up getting preeclampsia after birth, and I literally stayed in the hospital for a week. It's actually longer than what I was supposed to be staying because of, the complications with my blood pressure and just my levels weren't right. And that sent me downhill because I was sick. And I was like, why am I sick? I have a brand new baby that I need to be taken care of. And I was scared. I was scared, and I was like, God, why is this happening to me? Why is this, God, what are you doing? And I was really sad, really sad. And the whole depression just kind of kicked in double time, because I was like, will I be able, to take care of my kid? Like, God, you gave me one of my biggest dreams, and that was for me to be a mother. And here it is, like, my life is, you know, looking real bleak because I'm sick. And so I remember I got out the hospital. I was in there for a whole week. I got out the hospital for a week. That next week, I got sent back to the hospital because, honey, y'all, my blood pressure was not playing with me, honey. It was like 200 over 100 and, no, it was like 210 over 100 and something. And I was at stroke level, and I had to get put back in the hospital. And that was hard because I was like, yo, I just had a baby. Like, she has to be with me, y'all. I struggled with that. But yet she was with me the whole time. They allow her to be with me. Big shout out, not shout out, but shout out to my OBGYN. Yo, Bernadette Matters. Yo, you're the bomb, girl. The bomb. And I appreciate you more than you know. Like, more than you know. More than you know. And so, past the whole birth situation, I got better. And 2 months to Anaya's birth, the day I gave birth to her, I thought I was having a heart attack. I was sitting on the couch, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And again, I went back in my head, and I was like, God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is this happening to me? Why are you trying to take me out? I'm trying to do my best to be the mom that you're allowing me to be, and my health is failing. And got sent to the hospital, and I thought I was gonna leave that night, but I wasn't. I had to stay in the hospital for a whole nother week, y'all, because my gallbladder went out. And I had the hugest stones that were left in my body. And they said if I hadn't have come, then it would have been a bigger issue. But it's nothing like being in a hospital by yourself, wondering what's going on with your body, wondering, and sometimes just asking, what did I do wrong that I have to go through this? And just asking God, like, what's the purpose of this? Like, I can't be who you want me to be. I can't be a mom right now because I'm sick. I can't be with my daughter right now. This, that, and other. And like, it just went dark for me. Family was supportive. My friends were supportive. but I always found myself by myself, in my thoughts, in my head. And as they say, an idle mind is a devil's playground. And I was thinking I was gonna die, y'all. I'm just be so real. I was thinking I was gonna die because my body had already been through a lot from a C-section, and on top of that, I got this gallbladder that done went out. Tried to take a girl out, and when I say the gallbladder like pain though is real, think you have a heart attack? For real. It was real. But anyway, I had the surgery to get it done. I had to be in the hospital for 5 days straight. No food, just liquids, and I really wasn't able to drink anything. Had the surgery, got the gallbladder out, and they sent me home the next day after the surgery. And got home, got my baby. I was happy again because I had my baby. Then things kind of took a turn again with my health. And I believe, honestly, that my health my health declining was the main thing that kicked this second bout of depression in. Because it was like I didn't know what was wrong with my body. And then on top of that, I felt like I was being punished for a lot of stuff that I had done. Like, y'all, I ain't no saint. Again, I have a daughter out of wedlock. So, I was pop locking and dropping. I'm just being real. I was out here, but I'm not hoeing. But, I was just trying to live the life I thought I was supposed to be living. And I got my blessing. But at the end of the day, it was like, I felt like I was getting punished for all my decisions that I made. And it was hard for me to pray. It was hard for me to ask God for help. It was hard because I felt like God was against me and that He was allowing this because I had messed up so much. In the midst of all of that, I ended up getting gastroparesis. And if you don't know what that is, gastroparesis is it's a condition where basically your stomach stops working. Your stomach muscles stop working and like you're just sick all the time. So as for me, right after the gallbladder surgery, I had that surgery in August. September, I was just stupid nauseous. It's like I was just nauseous. And it was like I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my body. Nobody could tell me anything. A lot of people thought I was faking. And that's the worst part. When you know you're sick and you know your body, don't let nobody tell you that something ain't wrong with you. Like, they're not you. If you feel like something is off or you feel like something is happening, speak up for yourself. Because ain't nobody else going to speak up for you. Speak up for yourself. But anyway, the whole sickness just happened. I couldn't eat. I could barely drink without getting sick, without feeling sick, without just being exhausted. Y'all, not being able to sleep because you feel like you're about to be sick in your sleep every time you lay your head down. Like, that was one of the hardest things to go through. And I felt so alone. And it's crazy because, yeah, I had in November, I had just moved into my new apartment. I was currently staying with my sister before, after I had my baby. And so I had moved to my brand new apartment, and I was like, yeah, me and Anaya about to start all over, just me and my baby. But with being sick, I got scared because I was like, I didn't want to be sick all the time with her. I didn't want to be sick in the house and she being here by herself and this, that, and the other. I was going through it, and y'all be real, I was paying rent for an apartment that I wasn't staying in. You hear me? It was a fully furnished apartment. Like, I had everything in here. I was paying lights. I was paying everything. And yet I kept going back to my sisters. One thing about God, though, is God will show you He is for you in multiple ways. And as I'm talking about it, um, I was sad. I was down because it was like I wasn't healthy. And I didn't feel like I could take care of my baby the way I need to take care of her. But everybody else was like, "You're doing a great job." But to me, it was like I was too weak. And nobody just knew how weak I was. In my body, in my mind, I questioned everything. Like, is she gonna be okay? Am I doing the right things by her? All of that. And so, again, I had went to a therapist though, and I talked to her, and she was like, you don't have postpartum." And I was like, "Okay, yeah," but I knew it was something that's going on with your girl. She was out of it. That's me. This is a long podcast. I didn't expect to say all of this, but it's still more. I'm trying to make it tolerable for you. You'll be okay. But it was to the point to where I would run back to my sister's house, and I would stay at my sister's house because I didn't want to be alone. But at that time, my sister was working nights, and I was still by myself with my kid. And when I say God kept me, but He also reminded me that He's always with me, no matter what. Like, He's right there by my side. Through the sickness, through everything, it was like I felt so alone. I felt like nobody understood. I felt like everybody kept saying, "You're strong, you're strong." And I was looking at them like I have no strength. Like, it was days I could barely raise my head. It was days that I could barely just reach over and make sure Anaya had everything she needed. But I did what I had to do. And God came through each and every time. Those were some hard nights. And so it's funny how we try to find refuge and protection under people when in all actuality it all comes from the Lord. It all comes from Him. He's there. In the darkest times, He's there. Holding you, He's there. Listening and seeing every tear, He's there. And so it was like the not being able to, eat, not being able to just feel like myself, and I lost so much weight behind that. And with that, I felt so unattractive. I felt so like, yeah, I'm telling you, I went through it. And I was dealing with postpartum. I was dealing with trying to love myself again. I was dealing with a lot. And so, like, I had to fight. And it was a whole lot of days that I fought. And even now, it's a whole lot of days that I fight to be okay. I fight to know that the day is that a day, and that I have to make the best out of that day. No matter how I feel in my body, no matter how my thoughts are, no matter how down I could be on myself or any situation outside of me, I have to fight because I got a whole little baby I gotta, take care of. She's 2 now. And so, I have to be there for her. And, here recently, it's just been a lot of up and down, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of just back and forth. And it's been hard. And it's like it always gets hard because my body gets hit. Whenever I go through stuff in regards to sickness in my body or just multiple things, but the sickness in my body is the thing that gets me every time. Because I ended up getting COVID here in February, and those were the loneliest and most scariest 10 days that I had. And I felt like all alone, and I had to sit in a house by myself. I had to crawl to the bathroom because I couldn't walk because my body hurt so bad. Just so much in my body. And I still made it through that thing. And I thank God that I made it through that thing. But that was hard. And then on top of that, I had to do another 14 days because my baby had COVID. And then everybody who was around my baby at that time during those 2 weeks that I was out ended up getting COVID. And I was so hard on myself because I was like, these people got COVID because of me. And that was a whole nother thing on me. Depression is real. And it can linger and it can come from many things. For me, it has to do with my health. I'm learning that trouble don't last always. It's a cliche. We hear it. It's songs out there. Trouble don't last always. It's in, preachers preach about it. And in the word it said that we born. There are gonna be troubled days, troubled times, trouble. There's trouble. But God is always there in the midst of the trouble. He'll never leave us nor forsake us. But when you're depressed, you feel like God has left you. You feel like God ain't listening. You feel like God don't want you to get out that thing. But it's something in that He wants you to learn. And He wants you to remember that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No weapon. It will form. They form. Weapons form in so many different kind of things, different kind of ways. They form, but they won't prosper. I've had to tell myself to keep fighting. And it's not that I wanted to give up on life at all. But it got to the point to where I was just like, what is life for? Is it going to be continued hurt? Is it going to be continued pain? Is it going to be continued just, you know, attack after attack? My body's just weak and weary. Like, is this what it's going to be? Like, where's my happiness? When am I going to find my happiness again? It's a lot. It was a lot. It's a lot now. But I'm fighting to get out of this thing. And I'm coming out of this thing. I'm walking out of this thing blazing. And I pray that for someone as well, whoever's listening, who's ever made it to this point, I pray that you keep fighting. Yes, life circumstances are hard. Life circumstances can be rough. It can drag you through the mud, across the ground, through some gravel. You might even go through a little volcano. Boosh. But God, He is faithful. God is faithful. And He will rescue you if you trust Him. He will send you the right people to love on you. He will send you the right everything. Sometimes we lean on people and their opinions too much, and I can only speak for me. For a while, I leaned on other people and their opinions so much to where, again, I let them dictate the way my life was supposed to go, and that's a big no-no. Because nobody can live your life but you. Nobody can save you but you and God. In the mindset that you're in, you have to change your mind. You got to want to change your mind. You got to keep fighting and wanting better. The dark clouds will go away. And I know the sun will shine again. And to whoever's listening, yes, depression is real. If you're going through it, the key words are going through it. You're going through. You're going to come out victorious on the other side. Like, keep pressing. Keep pushing. Keep believing. Even if it's just one thing that you can put your mind to. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. I can repeat that over and over again because it's what I got to repeat to myself every day. Keep pushing. It's going to get better, Ned. Keep fighting. This ain't going to last always. Your body is healed. Your mind is healed. Your soul is healed. You're free to live again. You're free to love again. You're free to be you again. Depression is real, but God is realer. God is mightier. God is a healer. God is a sustainer. God is a provider. God will do it for you because He's doing it for me, so I know He'll do it for you. So I ask that you trust God in the midst of this. Just like I'm trusting God in the midst of this. I pray that He opens your eyes so you can see just how good He is and just how good He's going to be. for you. God is good. And remember, you gonna come out this thing blazing on a whole nother side, walking in full authority of knowing who you are and what you stand for. And that depression chapter was just one of them things in the book. Because joy, it comes in the morning, y'all. So I say all that to say, keep fighting. Keep pressing. Keep moving. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Because God is right there beside you. I love y'all for real. And yeah, this was a heavy one for me. But it was also a reminder that this too shall pass. And I'm coming out stronger. And I'm coming out wiser. And I'm coming out healed on the other side of this. Be blessed, y'all. But this is your girl, Internet Ourselves. And this is the end of this episode, y'all. Please come back. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And show love. I'm here for it. Positive energy, positive vibes. I love y'all for real.